So, TDX has been quite quiet recently, with scarce new content and the development team going dark. Players were concerned, and the future of the game began to become uncertain. Fortunately, however, yesterday John came out and made a video called Tower Defense X is Dying, where he talked about issues with TDX and, more importantly, new content. As a small side point before we get into the meat of this video, I am actually so proud of John for this level of transparency he has with his community. In other tower defense games during hard times like these, the developers will typically keep silent and leave their community just completely out in the open. It takes some serious guts to come out and say, we know this is happening, but we have a plan. Now, onto my main point. We have content, people, finally. John is doing something basically unspoken of in the entire tower defense genre, which is returning old and legacy events and their respective battle passes for players. This is huge. New players will get to progress a battle pass 24/7, no matter if there's an event active or not, allowing for huge improvements to TDX's progression system, as historically it is extremely grindy with little to no reward. In addition, battle pass skins are going to be making a return, being no longer locked away for new players. The only piece of content that's still gonna be locked is towers from the original events, which are typically resold at later dates. While I know some people are going to be against their exclusive items being returned, I believe this is actually overall a good thing for TDX to do. It allows for these things to still be cared for and bug fixed by the developers, as they won't just fall into an obscure backlog. Towers and skins won't be broken with future updates, as they are still attainable and in the spotlight, meaning they're still going to have to be cared for by the developers. Now, in even better news, not only are old events returning with their modes, they are actually being improved. Do you guys remember when Halloween 2024 Part 4 dropped and the Wretch was probably the most underwhelming crappy boss of all time? John has stated in a comment that he'll be reworked and improved, and in addition to this, Corrupted Eradicator Mark II will be receiving his jump scare attack that was originally cut, and it's going to be re-added to the mode. This is awesome, as it sets the likely precedent that these modes will actually be maintained, cared for, and maybe even improved and updated by the developers. More importantly, the return of these events actually is going to allow new players to learn the story of TDX through gameplay. Currently, people have to watch YouTube videos to catch up on the lore if they're new to the game, but now they can literally play through the entire story from the tutorial all the way up to the new events. That being said, call John Billy Mays.
But I'm not done yet!
He is massively increasing the rewards on these modes by about double the gold, which is going to allow even faster progression and more variety in grinding. With all of these modes returning, TDX is going to have a whopping, this is not a joke, this is not sarcasm, 20 plus game modes, trampling any other tower defense game. Assuming these modes are balanced to fit modern TDX, this is seriously going to be one of the best updates we will ever get. So that's it for the return of old events, but there is even more. John and the TDX team also spoke on Nightmare mode, the most notorious mode for escaping the hands of TDX players, considering it has been teased since the very inception of the game. Specifically, we got some leaks on the Emperor boss, and oh boy does he look cool. If you're a fan of Gundam or Pacific Rim, rejoice. This dude is towering, pun not intended, and according to John, is TDX's most complex rig yet. For those who don't know what a rig is, it's basically the most complicated animated body of a boss so far, so expect some awesome, super detailed, super cool looking animations. In the last little Nightmare leak is a Nightmare exclusive map, which I'll throw up on screen right now, and this map looks great. It appears very inspired by the cities from Helldivers 2. I always love the TDX maps that show off the GDA's home and infrastructure, as they really immerse us in the world of TDX. It should be noted though that John said that this is a Nightmare exclusive map, and Nightmare maps are two completely different things, so let me know what you think about what this is in the comment section below. I personally have really no clue. Now onto probably the biggest thing we've heard from John as of late. Tower Battles fans, rejoice. Tower Battles is returning to TDX with a brand new Part 2 event, which will expand further on TDX's lore, being likely set as another prequel. My theory is that it will take place after Tower Battles Part 1, and it's going to tell the story of Dr. Xenon's betrayal of Dr. Mallory and how she was sacrificed. Now, to return to form, let's talk about perspective content. This event will be introducing count 'em, three new Tower Battles towers to TDX. The Aviator, which will be the third ever flying tower, next to Drone and Heli, similar to that of Ace Pilot from TDS, or, go figure, Aviator from Tower Battles. The Scout, which according to John, is not going to be a skin, it's an actual tower, and it's not just going to be some goo goo gaga baby starter tower, it's actually going to have some form of unique use and some form of actual good late game use to players, which I am super excited to see because I think we're all sick of the bad tower that shoots a pistol archetype that's typically associated with Scout. And finally, the absolute GOAT from Tower Battles, the Phaser will be making a return. This tower is pretty similar to Accelerator from TDS, and again, go figure, will most likely be like its Tower Battles counterpart. This dude was an absolute demon in Tower Battles, and I'm so excited to see him return. John stated that this event is going to be more of his take on Tower Battles, meaning a lot more unique concepts will be used, not being a direct take from Tower Battles. And last, we have a more logistical statement from John. In the comments of his most recent video, he said that he wants to make TDX a more new player-friendly game via toning down the kill mechanic on easier modes, which I do actually agree with. TDX, as much as I love it, it is quite difficult for some players due to its complex mechanics, and I think this is a good step to take to get more new players in. John has also expressed a desire to be in official Roblox events in order to introduce the game to more people. John believes that the current meta of TD games is weekly updates, which TDX unfortunately cannot keep up with, and I am inclined to agree with this statement. It is unfortunate that a smaller TD game like TDX is struggling to keep up with some of the bigger players like TDS, because TDS, they're able to kind of get those small weekly updates out, while TDX, they typically take more time to get these updates out. And so even though John says it's not really easy to hire multiple programmers, and that's one of the reasons they're kind of bogged down, I am really hoping that these updates, although they are going to be further between, they seem so jam-packed with content, and I am super excited. I'm really hoping that these new, or I should say old, reused event modes are going to really bring people back to the game, bring new people in, and there's just going to be so much content for everyone to play with. I really hope that the TDX team does stay strong during this and just keeps making the game awesome. It will always have a fan base, even if it's just me. I will always be playing TDX. Overall, I personally am super excited for what the future of TDX holds, as it's clear they are working on some big stuff from Nightmare Mode, the returning events, some quality of life updates, and of course, Tower Battles Part 2. But what do you guys think? Are you excited for the new content? Let me know in the comments below. Like the video if you guessed it, liked the video. Subscribe if you want to see more Salts videos. And if you want to talk about this video or anything else, my Discord's in the link in the description. I'm super active in there. Would love to talk to you guys. But as always, make stuff you're proud of. As if it couldn't get any better, while I was working on this video, guys, it's here. Forsaken X TDX collab is confirmed. We're living in the golden age, people. We're getting the gold mine layer skin in Forsaken. Nothing else matters. Oh my god, guys, it's happening. Let's go.